Welcome in, welcome in. This is the place for the people who lead, for the people who build. From city halls to the block, from the huddle to the stage. We talk politics, we talk power moves, we talk community first and what the numbers prove. If it moves the world, if it shakes the room, if it changes the game, you know what to do. The Game Changers Podcast. Say it loud, say it now. The Game Changers Podcast. We bring
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of the Game Changers Podcast. Tonight, we are getting into Game 3 and the recap of the Spurs going into New York and taking Game 3, man. Hey, it was a do or die for them. If Knicks would have ended up winning that, probably would have been the end of the Spurs. But Wembanyama went in there, did what he needed to do. The supporting cast followed through as well, and they came out with the W, man. It was still a close game. The Knicks, I mean, they fought all the way down there to the end, but hey, Spurs took it like they're supposed to. So Game 4 Wednesday back in New York, and my prediction is going to be another loss for the Knicks, and they'll be going back San Antonio tied up, man. But hey, we're going to see. A lot of people want to blame Donnie T for coming in the building and doing what he did and messing up the vibe of New York City.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, man. First, let me just start off by saying this. James Dolan, screw you. Donald J. Trump and the J stand for Judas, screw you too. Because with him being there, it just killed the whole vibe in the arena, around the arena. The fans couldn't enjoy themselves the way they've been enjoying the game because everything had to be changed to accommodate this man that we call the president. And I ain't like that. I feel like he just brought a bad omen to the stadium, man, and just killed the Knicks vibe.
They said it was way
there.
more. It was way more security on deck because he was in the building.
Yeah, because they was at the damn stadium trying to protect him instead of protecting the people on the street.
Man,
Where they get asses whooped. But hey, good game.
the
to
people on the
Spurs, man.
street. Did you see the fight?
Yeah, I
Come on
saw
now.
a lot.
Come on, New York. Come on, New York. Got to do better than that. And what if somebody really get hurt over
No,
a damn basketball game?
And I ain't gonna lie, man. Like at first, like picking with somebody, you know what I'm saying, just like, you know what I'm saying, because they got a different jersey on than you. I understood. The first one with the tall dude, it was funny. That shit was funny. But now it's getting out of hand. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm a Knicks fan, and listen, man, it has been my dream to see them win the championship. But with the way these motherfuckers acting, man, jumping on people like that, bro, I'm starting to feel like we don't even deserve this shit.
I saw that there was a lot of arrests made, but man, it was just so many people, and then you get that mob mentality. These people crazy, man. That's too much.
Yeah, that shit was out of hand, man. But hey, back to Wednesday night, man. Y'all the Spurs did what they needed to do last night. They came in, they stole the first game in MSG, which, you know what I'm saying, I do have my convictions about this. I feel a certain type of way because I don't feel like people gonna say what they want to say, and the fans gonna feel how they feel. But I honestly don't feel like that game was being called even and all the way through, bro. There's no way in hell we had 8 free throws to 24 free throws in the second half. Like, that's ridiculous. And like blatant fouls. Motherfucker getting
Mike
choke
Brown
slammed.
talked about it. Mike Brown complained about it in the press conference and said, there was no way that it should have been that kind of discrepancy in free throw attempts. But Jalen Brunson came out and said that, hey, we did foul a lot.
Hey,
That's them trying to get on the ref side, bro. But that's bullshit. I get it. Call your foul. They were playing physical. You letting them play physical. But don't just call it on one end. Is all I'm saying, bro. Like for that shit to be 24-8. Think about how uneven that is. And then look at it. If anybody that watched that game, and then you go look at that stat line, and it says the Spurs had 24 free throws in the second half to the Knicks 8. And then you go back and you looking at all these fouls that wasn't called. When Mother was out there literally physically trying to hurt somebody, bro. Like that shit there.
Man, he flopped on that. He flopped on
bro,
that.
that was nothing. Come on, man.
It was a foul. It definitely was a foul. It definitely was a foul, but he flopped on that. And Brunson also flopped when Castle ran him over, which that's a foul too. But you gotta throw your head back and do all that, man. Get your ass up there.
So that man gonna deliberately bang his head against the floor? Come on, bro.
Hey, he threw his head back. He threw his head back. It's on camera. It's on camera. But with this, yes, it's a foul.
When it's on
it's a foul.
When it's them. No, nigga, it's a flagrant. This man literally lowered his motherfucking shoulder and ran into this man.
That was not a flagrant. Exactly. Stop the bullshit. And just like with this one, Josh Hart jumped up.
Neither, right?
Did I say it wasn't a foul? See how you trying to see? Did I just say it was a foul? It was a foul, but let's not act like, it was just the end of the world, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so Castle stepping on
the
leg. That was a flagrant. Make the shit make sense, bro.
Oh no, that wasn't no flagrant. I ain't even gonna lie. That wasn't no flagrant. No, that was not a flagrant.
So you right about that. A flagrant.
I agree with you on that.
Literally getting slammed to the floor.
I agree with you on that one.
Went down on the other end and literally clothesline cat out the air, bro. But that wasn't flagrant.
I saw something, and dang, I don't know if production even got it, but they were saying how Wemby just such a dirty player. All of a sudden, now don't get me wrong, he makes some dumb fouls, but I don't think he dirty player. Like that one where Cat hit the ground. He did not choke slam Cat, bro. Stop
man,
it.
That man came down with all his force on that man, bro. Y'all see this shit. And this is the thing that I was saying. At first, I was cool. I liked the Wemby. But ever since he elbowed that man, this man has been doing dirty shit. And he probably been doing the whole time, but nobody paid any attention because it was fascinating to see somebody his size and his height doing what he do. But now I'm starting to believe he's been like this all the time.
I'm going to say this, man. I'm going to say this. Okay. Did the Spurs have a lot of plays where they may have fouled and didn't get called? Yeah, there might have been a few there that they could have called on the Knicks.
That should have definitely been a foul.
Yeah, obviously the Brunson call. Obviously the Castle putting his shoulder down. That was a foul.
Yeah.
But let's be real, man. These first 3 games have been what NBA fans have been wanting for a long time, and it just so happens to be in the NBA championship game series. What is that? Physical play. We've been tired of the flopping. We've been tired of the little itty bitty little fouls getting called, and everybody wondering why the game is just boring. Guess what? The game ain't been boring because why? The refs have been allowing it to be physical. Just like the Knicks have got fouled, the Spurs was getting fouled too. Castle had a clear foul when he went to the ring. No, let me
he had to play through it.
Let you go. Look, Castle went to the rim, got fouled. Clearly got fouled in the first quarter. Got fouled. No call. No call at all. And he had a reason to go and say something to the ref on this particular play. And Wemby gets hooked by Cat and by Williams the whole time down the floor. They hook him all the time. They hook him all the time when he's down low. But they don't call it. They let it play out. It's a physical series. So yes, there's certain things that should be called. But let's just be real. It's been physical all 3 games, and it needs to continue to be that way to make the game what it is. We're allowed to see who's tough in there and who's not. But the refs, they're gonna miss some calls, and they should make some better calls. But let's be real. the Spurs played a better brand of basketball than they played the last other two games. Like I was saying last night, they need to get into the half court sets way better. Whether they do this game, way better half court sets. Not shooting up threes, chucking threes everywhere. Wemby's first shots, he went 3 for 3. They were all right next. They were all right by the hoop. Right next to the hoop where he should be at. And he still took some threes. He hit a couple threes, but the majority of their shots were high percentage shots by the basket. Castle was getting to the rim. Harper was doing. He's been doing the whole series, getting to the rim. And
the other guys showed up. Finally, the Vassell showed up. 3-3.
Yeah. So I mean, they just did what they needed to do that game, and they went through Wemby, and they made it hard. The Spurs didn't facilitate, or the Knicks didn't facilitate the ball very well that whole game. I think they had 40 shots, 40 made shots or something like that off like 18 assists or something like that. So they didn't really pass the ball as good as they usually do. But in Cat, they stopped Cat from doing what he wanted to do the first half. So
I wouldn't say they stopped him. He got in early foul trouble because of some bullshit. But I want to say that because I don't want nobody to get it confused. I'm not saying cut out and not let them be physical. I'm not saying that. I ain't saying call every call, but the calls that are literally being shown to you, blatant fouls, call it. Don't turn a blind eye on one end, then call on the other end. You said something about women being hooked. Women and Cat been fighting and hooking each other the whole damn time. Referees ain't saying nothing. Cool. Then when it comes down on the other end, we getting bullshit called on us when they literally fouling us. I'm saying call the shit fair. Don't call it one-sided. 24-8 is one-sided, bro. So you mean to tell me that the fucking Knicks was fouling that much more than the Spurs?
Brunson said y'all were.
Come on, man. Brunson ain't Brunson on the floor. He ain't seeing what we see.
But he in the game, but he don't see what we see.
Yeah, he in the game. He paying attention to shit what he got going on. Like, come on now. Let's be for real. Players gotta say certain shit to not get fined. So if they ask them a dumbass questions about, do you think the referee was doing this and doing that? You honestly think a player like Brunson is gonna come out and say, hell yeah, they were fouling the shit out of us and we weren't getting our call? Nah, he gonna say what he need to say to not get fined.
No, I mean that's true to an extent, but you can answer the question in a way that you could still give your opinion that you didn't like the way that the game was being called. You just have to word it in a certain way. A lot of these people who get fined, they're not wording the way that they say that they're not wording their disagreement the right way.
And you gotta remember too, he wasn't just saying the Knicks were fouling. He said we, as everybody on the damn floor. And I agree. There was a lot of fouls on both sides of the ball. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm simply saying if you're gonna call it foul. You honestly think that, and then that's another crazy thing. These motherfuckers had 28 free throws, 24 free throws, my bad, to 8, and they still only won by 4.
Well, I mean, you guys played a good game. I mean, it was going back and forth. There was a lot of heavyweight punches being thrown. One team would come down, hit a big shot. The next team would come down and hit a big shot. I mean, Brunson was still doing his fourth quarter thing. He hit a lot of big shots. So it wasn't that y'all weren't hitting big, y'all weren't hitting big shots, You guys were still doing what you got to do. But the thing is, the Spurs locked in. Yeah, they might have got more free throws, but guess what? When they came down to do their sets in the half court, they settled in. They didn't rush their shots. They didn't get rattled. They actually went and tried to get the best buckets they could, and they ended up with the win. That's what happens in them dirty games. Like, games like that are tough, and you got to win in the trenches. You gotta, it ain't always gonna be clean. but you're gonna get in there and do what you got to do to get the victory, and that's what the Spurs did last night,
They
and that's what I
they
believe they're gonna
they
continue to
folded.
do.
They started to fold. I feel like we made I wouldn't say big mistakes, but I would say a lot of those calls that we challenged that shouldn't have even been a fucking challenge in the first place kind of cost us timeouts. Like
Mm.
plays that we had to go back and have them challenged, man. Like that shit kind of cost us in the end because coming down to the last stretch, we rushing shots, but we don't got timeouts no more because we just challenged a play where it shouldn't even have been challenged.
You know, but you
And
know
I
what?
ain't taking away from nothing from the Spurs, bro. They played their asses off.
Well,
Salute to them.
I'm gonna say this though on the Knicks side. I mean, Brunson is he can hit those big shots and he can do a lot of things, but I think he just needs the ball out of his hands more.
I
Yo, I was
Honestly,
said
just about to say this.
I said, bro.
Uh,
I said Brunson taking too many shots. Put the ball
Brunson
back in
is
OG
playing
and Cat
hero
hand.
ball. Cat didn't give but 10 shot attempts in an NBA Finals game, and
But
that's the
then,
exact reason they lost.
but Rod, you also got to look at it too, man. Cat set out a lot for foul trouble.
Yes, but
Cat was in
still,
foul
he's
trouble
10
before
shots in the
halftime.
game.
That
10
man had
shots
4
in the
fouls in
game.
the second quarter.
Don't
he
matter.
was
10
having.
shots. 10 shots in the game for a Karl Anthony Towns in a finals appearance is never acceptable. I don't think, and that's on Mike Brown too. Because okay, yes, he was in foul trouble, but that does not mean that he goes cold on the offensive end. You- I mean that
He
you're
was
playing
out
into
the
the defense
game. The
game.
man set out damn near the whole third quarter.
I
We
get
only
it.
brought him
I
in.
get it. So
We
when
only
he
brought
came
him in
back,
down the stretch. And the thing is,
he should have been more
it
involved.
was it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, like he got like the bullshit ass foul that they was calling on the man was whole shit that they were doing on both ends. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like some of that shit gonna be called. The referee gotta blow that whistle to prove a point. Like, hey, all right, man, y'all getting a little too physical. I get that, but to call 3 fouls in a row,
Hey, but you also got to. Hey, but Cat was getting locked up too, man. They wouldn't let him do what he wanted to do when he was on that floor. Cat was getting to the. He
I
was
saw
that
Stephon
first
Castle was the main defender on him.
the first 2 games. Cat was pump faking Wemby. He was pump faking everybody, getting to the rim, getting boards, doing all this. You go back and look at that first half. Cat had one clean. It wasn't even a clean. It was a drive to the baseline, and he got a layup in there in the first quarter, and that was pretty much his best shot of the whole first half. So I mean, you take away their star power, which he was anchoring a lot of the Knicks' energy the first 2 games. They took that out the game, and they had to have other people beat them. So, but you know, OG has probably been y'all most consistent player across the board. He's always getting buckets. He's
Man,
always
I
hitting
love
big
dude
shots,
game, bro.
and he's
yeah,
so
Yeah,
they ain't no stopping him.
he's
And
consistent.
I'm gonna say this, bro. Come Wednesday night, I'm glad San Antonio got this win because I feel like that's what the Knicks needed to be punched in their mouth. But we was on 14-game winning streak. So yeah, we needed that. We needed to see what it feel like to lose.
I think it's over.
Huh?
I think it's over, man.
You think it's over? So you saying the Knicks ain't finna win 2 more games?
I don't think so, man. I think they needed that. They needed that, man. Donnie T came through, stole the aura, took the energy out the building. Everybody's mad at that. You get your
Yo,
fans is jumping the opposing fans, and you know
that was a storyline. Yeah, you're right. It's too many
all the pressure,
storylines going on with you.
all the pressure is on y'all now to win. They not letting Big Charles. They letting Charles Oakley in the building. He even making videos saying he
Oh,
needed
that
to
ain't
Brunson
be
that
there.
big
dad
Charles
trying to act
Oakley
like
ain't
he
been
the
able to
coach.
get in the building for the last 5-10 years, so that ain't
Man,
been
they need
stopping
him in
shit.
there.
No, it been about 5 years. But Brunson
Well, I
dad
just
trying to act like
said,
he the coach. You said 5, 10 years, brother. 10 years? It ain't been 10 years.
I said five
And
to ten
But
years. It's been a while.
also,
That man been able.
Also, I peeped this too. I saw the fans say he didn't like the whole, uppity energy because of how expensive it was to get in these games, and the regular fan base that would usually be in the building was not there. So the energy that the Knicks usually exude as a fan base, the true New York fans weren't in the
That's
building
right.
because they got priced out. And this guy, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, obviously he has enough money to be at this game, but he's probably a regular season ticket holder, and he goes all the time. So he was saying how there was a fake Knicks fan in there. He was really a Lakers fan, but he has money, so he just came and cheered on the Knicks. And then he just said there's a whole bunch of other people who are just casuals. They don't even know what's going on. They just want to be in the building for the historic moment. So you have that. You got all these fake New York fans in the crowd, and then you got Trump up there farting in the press box, going to sleep. And I don't think that's a good look for New York, man. I really don't. Dolan being greedy with the tickets, I don't.
Whose brush stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights of the rain.
I don't know. I just don't know what it is about. I just hate that smug ass face, bro. Every time I see that man, it just pisses me off.
The funny thing about that too is they asked him about it when he left, because I think he left like at the beginning of the fourth quarter. I think they said he left, and when he got to his plane, the reporters were there and they had an interview with him, and they asked him, how did he feel that how New York, how the Knicks received him when he was there during the national anthem. He said, I think there was more cheers than boos. Man, that man so delusional. It's crazy.
Delusional, bro. Delusional. Nobody wanted you there. Like any other president would have took that motherfucker, that note, and been like, you know what? Shit, I'm scared something gonna happen to me. I ain't going. But no, Mr. Dunny T feels like shit. Everybody wants him everywhere, and don't nobody want you no goddamn well. He just had to be there. Like, why?
Yeah,
You ain't even no fucking Knicks fan. I don't care about him being born and raised in New York. That man ain't no motherfucking New Yorker.
like he literally messed up like everything they had going on. First of all, everybody knows the watch parties were like, all these watch parties was canceled, and then getting into the arena, people had to come in like 2 hours early.
Yeah, that just killed all the energy, bro. You had a game 2 hours before the game even fucking started, bro. You already tired by the time the game started.
So like he just messed up everything people had going, and people was just, and it wasn't a good look for New York letting having Trump there, man. I mean,
and then he and that motherfucker sleeping shitting on himself. You sleep. You could have stayed your ass at home.
He looked bored. Everybody sitting when him look bored. They don't want to be there.
They all old as hell. Then one of them motherfuckers want to be there.
So yeah, man. Game 4 tomorrow night is gonna be very interesting, and I will say that I think Wemby is he's gonna have a historic rest of the finals, man. I think he's gonna cement the alien brand, and really just take this Spurs team to that next level because of him and Castle. They set that record of being the youngest players to have 20 plus points in a finals. You have Harper on his rookie contract as well, with those two on their rookie contracts. I mean, I think it's just different, man. They just a little different, man. They got, it's just something more to them. The edge they got, it's just far superior than anybody else right now in these playoffs. And I think it was when we saw them come back on OKC, and basically, made everybody like, damn, okay, they're not playing when they put OKC in their predicament and took them out the playoffs. So I think it's about to be the same thing here. Once again, I'll state it again. I gave the Knicks 2 games, man, and they got their first 2 games. I think that's it, though. That's it.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I can guarantee you that.
Chauncey Billings say it's going 7 games.
Wednesday night, the Knicks will win
We'll
by
lose.
15.
Lose by 15?
Win by 15. I ain't saying shit about no lose.
Okay.
We ain't that. Hey, listen, man. That one loss. That's all we needed. The rest of that shit is out the door. We ain't losing no more. I stamped that. And everybody thinking that this shit that happened in this game was the end all be all for the Knicks. This right here just killed everybody's spirit. This is gonna drain the players, and we ain't gonna be able to play no good basketball no more. Wemby is just gonna go out there and put up 50 a night for the rest of the series. Castle's gonna shoot 25, put up 25 to 30 the next 2 games. Blah blah. None of that shit gonna happen, bro. The Garden gonna be right back to the Garden Wednesday night. And the Knicks gonna be right back to the Knicks, whooping ass Wednesday night.
The Knicks done came down. The Knicks done came down from that crack high. That crack high.
Hey, chat.
And then came
Let
down from
me
that
know.
pipe.
Is Wemby a dirty player? You know, they trying to brand him as a dirty player now. Since he pushed Jalen Brunson.
No, it ain't since he pushed Brunson, man. Come on now, don't try to make it seem like it's just one thing that brand him a dirty player.
He's not dirty. He's physical. He's 7'5".
No,
Everybody sees what he does.
Come on, bro. It's a difference between being physical.
Everybody sees
and
what he
just
do on
being
the court. You
downright
can't. I mean,
dirty.
where he gonna hide? You know. So
It's a difference between.
I'm just saying, man.
Y'all gonna glaze, man. But y'all know good and damn well if that was anybody else, it'd be a whole different story. So
I'm asking the chat. Chat, tell me, is he a dirty player or not?
And if that's the case, shit, neither is Green. Draymond ain't a dirty player neither.
Great.
He just got caught kicking a couple motherfuckers in the nuts.
Wow, you just tripped. You trying to crack him in Draymond?
I'm not comparing him to Draymond, but
you
gonna say this shit that this man done over these last 8 to 10 games ain't been dirty.
Oh, what has he done that's been particularly dirty outside of this?
When he hit Nas Reed, getting Nas Reed off of him, I don't think that was dirty.
Yeah, Nas Reed, that was from what all of these bigs have been doing to him. Cuffing him, holding his arms. You know, they probably pinching his sides, hitting him, punching him. They're not catching everything everybody else is doing. This man just protecting his body.
So don't speculate
and making sure that
don't say what it probably was. We going by what we saw. Not what could have happened or might have happened.
Yeah, we saw him mush Brunson and we saw him elbow
Nas
Reed. But
I think Brunson embellishes a little bit too now. Yes, it was a foul. I'm not denying the fact that there was a foul. But Brunson doing all that extra. He's trying to sell the foul, bro. Yeah. He sells the foul. If you don't like the term flop, he sells the car.
Look at Wemby just doing what he's supposed to do, getting them hoes up off him. You know.
No, hey, pure comedy. It was pure comedy with what's his name? Luke Cornett. Oh my gosh, that was so funny, man. He just gonna hold his hands up like, what did I do?
He ain't did shit.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Like for real, that was crazy.
But
yeah, this gonna be
the Spurs are doing it all serious. Push a motherfucker down. So but now when it start happening on the other end, I hope that referee swallow his motherfucking whistle.
I think the Knicks they'll be fine. You know, like I said, all 3 games have been real great games. The physicality was there. Fouls weren't called on both ends. I know meritocracy feels that it wasn't called right down the middle like it should have been last night. but at the end of the day, they were at home court advantage. Y'all didn't take it. Y'all didn't take advantage of home court. So
And
nobody at
shit, well,
home.
that's neither did the Spurs here. We beat them twice.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Nobody, nobody has taken advantage of home court right now. Really, nobody. So really, it's like whoever wins at home wins the series. When you think about it, that's how I was coming off.
I think one thing we overlooking is the Spurs defense. This game, the Spurs play actual defense for us, and I think Gus got a video.
Townsend, and then try and get some movement around him.
I mean, they're going to go to one of their favorite sets, it looked like, but Josh Hart couldn't deliver the ball. It's a great cut right there by Shamet, though.
Good ball movement. Towns fakes a three, finds Brunson, extra pass. Shamet off the bounce, inside layup, blocked by Wemby.
Yep. I mean, I've been saying it, man. They're gonna the series is gonna come down to the Spurs defense. And last night they've been playing great defense all 3 games, but last night that's the defense that won in the OKC series. They locked up, they did what they were supposed to do. Like I said, they made it hard. They made it hard for Cat. That's where they needed to do some disrupting, was make sure Cat wasn't just getting to the rim, getting offensive boards. He was cold that first half. Yes, he got into foul trouble, but when he was in the game, he wasn't just doing what he was doing the last few games. They're making sure that he wasn't comfortable out there. He was feeling uncomfortable, and that's what you got to do to great players like Cat. You can't make them feel comfortable and get a rhythm, because once they get comfortable and get a rhythm, they start doing what they want to do out there. Cat shot some threes. He couldn't knock down the 3 balls that he did take. He wasn't comfortable all night. And once again, I think that has to do with a lot of the pressure of them having to
Stephon Castle did a great job on it.
Yeah, Castle did a great job, but I think it's just that unseen pressure that they had. The Knicks got that unseen pressure of bringing that championship home. And that's bigger than the Spurs being a young team, just adding to the legacy of Tim Duncan, Popovich, and the history of that great franchise in San Antonio. They have pressure to win, yeah, but the Knicks got a real pressure to win. It's not because they pressure.
Like we talked about, I think the Spurs were. Oh, I'm sorry. The Spurs were a little ahead of schedule. Go ahead.
No,
I think that's how we look at the Spurs, is a little ahead of schedule, though.
Yeah, they. I mean, because most people have OKC. Which, I mean, if you got OKC winning it all again, I mean, are you wrong? No, they got the 2-time MVP. They have the young squad, with, all the way on the bench. But, yes, they second best in line did get hurt. That did play a part of the Spurs getting to where they got to. But they're still focused. They're still a young team that is hungry to win. And that's what you need at the end of the day. You need that hunger. You can't help who's hurt and not hurt on the other team. Injuries happen throughout playoffs. They always have, no matter who wins the championship. So you can't fault the Spurs for that. But once again, like I'll say, their pressure to win is not like the Knicks' pressure to win. The Knicks have 50 years of an organization on the back in the biggest city in the U.S. with the history of the Knicks and their crazy fan base. If you don't win, they'll probably go and try to find Jalen Brunson after the game type thing, like. So it's a different type of pressure in New York, and I think that's what ultimately is going to lose them the series. That's what's going to lose them the series. That pressure to have to please them fans, and that pressure from that Spurs defense,
and those nasty fans getting that bad reputation for terrorizing these people.
I mean, I could be
running down streets
wrong.
like.
I could be completely wrong, but that's what I think.
But you know how fan bases get a bad rap, for some knuckleheads doing something, and of course it's not all Knicks fans, but man, it's just not a good look to have people not wanting to come into your city to for sporting events and whatnot.
Yeah,
but we'll keep an eye on that, man. I'm quite sure something will be said or put out there about that, because Mogdani was at the game. You know that, right? The new mayor, Mogdani, he was there.
We don't even care about Mandani right now. What about Bloomberg? Does
Bloomberg? Yeah, he was.
I don't know if production has that
Right
video,
there.
but Alvarado had jumped into the stands to
Fell on
save
top
the
of him.
ball. Yeah, Alvarado, my bad.
That was
Alvarado jumped
funny.
to the stands to save the ball, and he ran into the ex-mayor, Bloomberg. And Bloomberg was looking like, "Don't touch me, you filthy."
Yeah,
Nigga.
for real.
You can see
Animal.
that's what he wanted to say. He should have pushed his bitch ass through the floor.
Man, then I think, and that's the rich blood. That was like the so rich, and people who didn't care about the game, they were just caring about themselves and wanting to be there for the historic moment. But I think that kind of summed up that kind of summed up that game, man. That actual moment with Alvarado going into the stands with Bloomberg and hitting him, and him just looking.
Bloomberg
like,
gotta be careful. He know that when white folks' skin get paper thin when they get old. Shit, he probably fucked up and never ripped the plug out his arm when he touched him. Hell, Alvarado should be the one word.
So yeah, man. Hey, we're gonna see what happens tomorrow night. We definitely gonna have to get back up in here and give our predictions and what we think is gonna end up happening, the back and forth with the Spurs and the Knicks, and what will the Knicks do to game plan to win Game 4, and what Spurs gonna do to end up taking it and tying up the series and going back to San Antonio on the high.
It ain't gonna happen.
Hey, man,
That shit going back to San Antonio 3-1. Game 4, Knicks by 15.
hey, you heard it here first, man. Mayor Socrates got a blowout, and I just don't think that's the way the Spurs gonna go out. But we're gonna be here tomorrow night, tomorrow evening, right before the game here at the Game Changers Podcast. Mayor Socrates, man, go on.
Hey, don't y'all forget, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Choose life.
Let's go. Welcome in. This is the place for the people who lead, for the people who build. From city halls to the block, from the huddle to the stage. We talk politics, we talk power moves, we talk community first and what the numbers prove. If it moves the world, if it shakes the room, if it changes the game, you know what to do. The Game Changers Podcast.